Hey folks, Will here again with Happily Ever Outdoors. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at some really cool bushcraft pouches from a company called FoxLite Gear, and we're going to talk about why they might be the next great addition to your kit. So keep watching. Alright folks, so once again, all of the pouches you see here come from a small American-owned business called FoxLite Gear. All of these products are made here in the United States. Each one is handcrafted, and there's a lot of quality, a lot of work that goes into these things. So I ordered a couple of pouches to give her a shot, and I was so impressed that I've really started to build my entire gear kit around this brand. Now these pouches come in a variety of different sizes and styles. I've got a handful of their basic bushcraft pouches. This is going to be their large, and I'll go ahead and throw the dimensions up on the screen as I talk about these, as well as their medium and their small. Keep in mind, this is a small company. These are handcrafted products, so they may change the dimensions a little bit over time. We've also got one of their small triangle pouches, which is really nice for kind of your smaller little odds and ends, as well as a custom bush pot pouch that Cheryl put together for me, which is really nice. Now we're going to take a close look at these pouches, guys, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and find us a nice patch of shade. It is super hot out here, and my iPhone that I'm filming on right now actually keeps overheating. It's that hot. So let's go ahead and get situated, and we'll take a closer look. Again, the ones you see here are kind of like their standard pouches that are pretty much readily available through her Etsy shop. So like I said earlier, I will throw up the dimensions on these as we go through them, but I figured out the best way to really show you guys what these are good for is to kind of do a couple of mock loadouts. Now this isn't meant to be like an entire kit, you know, this isn't like my normal gear loadout that I take with me out on the trail. These are just kind of some examples to kind of get you guys thinking in the direction of what you could use these pouches for. But before we do that, I just want to make sure you guys are aware that these pouches do come in a variety of different colors as well as different materials, and that kind of rotates on a regular basis. She'll come up with new stuff and put it out, so you got to kind of catch it as it comes up. This is a lightweight multicam ripstop. This is a PU coated nylon, so this is going to be water resistant, but I wanted something that was really lightweight, that wasn't really going to add any weight to my kit. I wanted to be able to get my kit really organized, but I didn't want to add extra bulk and extra weight. So most of these pouches are a single layer of material. One of them you'll see as we go through is a double layer. It has a liner in there, but just always look at that when you're looking at her pouches. There are, again, a lot of different combinations depending on what you're looking for. So to get started, we'll go ahead and take a look at these two large pouches. The first one you see here, I was actually able to load an entire hammock setup, really. I've got a tarp here to go with my hammock setup. This is the hammock itself right here, as well as my straps. And I do have some cordage and all that good stuff in there as well. So again, this is a complete hammock setup. Everything you would need to put up your hammock with shelter, and I was able to fit this into one of their large pouches. And what's awesome about this is I can just drop it right in my bag. Again, the bag itself doesn't add any extra bulk, any extra weight, but everything is together, it's nice and organized, and I won't be digging around trying to find all the individual pieces. So in our next pouch, this is also the large size, exact same dimensions. I have basically a complete change of clothing. I've got a pair of socks, I've got a t-shirt in here, as well as a pair of briefs, and some tactical or hiking pants that I would like to wear out on the trail. Once again, this fits easily into a single large pouch. If all I need is one extra change of clothing, then I know where everything is at, right here. So moving on, we have one of their medium-sized pouches, and for this particular one, I basically put together a complete cook kit. So you can see I have a Stanley. This is their Adventure cook set, which I haven't even had a chance to break in yet, but I've got a stainless steel cup added to that. I've got a coffee drip right there. I've got my salt and pepper shaker, as well as a spork, and all that fits in there nice and easy. Honestly, there is a little bit of room to spare here too. If I wanted to add some other little gadgets and gizmos to it, maybe pack a little bit of food in there. Of course, you can put some inside the cook kit as well, but this pouch works out to be a really great size for that. So if I had the type of kit where I needed to drop it all inside of my bag, I'd be able to keep this all together nice, neat, and organized. And of course, if I had any soot or anything on the outside of my cook kit, it wouldn't get on the rest of my stuff. Now, moving on to their small pouches, which are actually still pretty decent size. Do not let the name fool you. You can see these would be really good for something like this. I've got some snacks in here, some Kind bars, some little breakfast cereal bars, and you know, all my little grub to take out on the trail with me. Plenty of rooms here still. You can see plenty of space. Now, this one right here, I've got loaded up a little more heavily, and this is a fire kit. You can see this one is slightly different because it does have a second layer in there. It's got a orange lining, which I wanted for this particular one, but there is a ton of fire kit stuff in here. You can see I've got a bunch of little different kinds of tinder, you know, right there. I've got a big fat chunk of fat wood from 4 Directions Bushcraft in there. Got some UCO stormproof matches, a little box with some tinder in it, as well as a lighter, and even a little more knife in there as well. So a good little backup knife to have, and a little ferro rod in there too. So everything you would need and then some to get a fire started, and I've got a little bit of room to spare. So I could fit some more stuff in there if I wanted to. And it all packs up nice and neat. And again, no extra added weight, no bulk, but you get all of the organization. And here are a couple other pieces of gear just for size reference on the large and the medium pouches. And these will fit inside the pouch with room for some more gear. Something else that you can get on a regular basis through their shop is their triangle pouch. This particular one, I went with a bright orange, like a safety orange color, because I wanted it to really stand out in my bag. This would be great for just little stuff that you want to keep handy. I've got like some chapstick in there, another extra lighter, a little keychain flashlight, and another little pocket knife. You could put your car keys in there, anything like that, maybe a earbuds or something like that if you like to listen to music while you're out there. But the point is, this is just a good little grab bag for those little things you want to keep handy that you don't want to get lost in your pack. And you could even take this if you were just taking it by yourself. Maybe you're going to ride your bike or something like that. You could clip it on you. I just threw a tiny little carabiner on there. It doesn't come with one, but you do have the loop there to hang a carabiner on. So this would be good, again, if you want to hang it on the outside of your gear, or maybe clip it somewhere on the inside of your pack so that you can just open the top, and those couple little items that you need on a regular basis will be handy and they won't get lost in your bag. Now, last but not least, I want to show you something that Cheryl made custom just for me that I'm really happy with. Of course, you can see I've got kind of a color scheme that I'm working with for my gear. I wanted everything to kind of coordinate, and I like the multicam, but I wanted a bush pot cover, and there's not that many out there. There's really only a few companies making them. You can get like a burlap bag, you could just find some kind of a drawstring bag to use, but as far as companies making them, there are only a couple, and they're generally heavier weight material. So I wanted something that was lightweight but also durable, and I am really happy with this. I just gave her the dimensions of the bush pot and she was able to put it together. You can see she's got nice stitching to the bottom there. It's fit well to the pot, so you've got a little more structure to it. It's not just a big floppy bag, but she left enough, a little bit of wiggle room there so it slides in and out nice and easy. You can see there's extra room there on the top. If I wanted to put some food or some other cooking equipment in there, it would be just fine. She put a nice drawstring closure on there, and opening this thing up, guys can see, once again, it's got a nice fit to the pot, but it's not difficult to get it off. She did this one with the orange lining for me. You can see what it looks like turned inside out. But I am more than happy with how this thing turned out. It's really, really nice. You can see it slides right back in there easily as well. And again, you get a lot of durability with that ripstop nylon material, but you don't get the added weight. So it's gonna do just what a heavier weight bag would do. It's gonna keep any soot on the bottom of your pot and getting on the rest of your gear, and it's still gonna give you a little extra room there to stash some more stuff in there if you want to as well. Again, this was a custom one-off that Cheryl did for me, but if you guys think this is really cool, if you'd consider buying one or you'd like to see it in her shop, go ahead and let us know in the comments below, because I'm trying to tell her that she should make some more of these, because this is a really unique product. I know a lot of people use the Pathfinder bush pot, and you know, a lot of people are looking for a bag to put it in. Or better yet, you can reach out to FoxLite Gear directly through the links that'll be in the description on this video and let them know for yourself. Now, in terms of the overall quality and consistency, everything I've ordered from FoxLite Gear has always been spot on. Now again, each one of these pouches is handmade in Cheryl's small shop, but when you look at the consistency in the design, just the construction, the stitching, looking at the installation of the zipper, which by the way, she puts YKK zippers on there, so no skimping on that. It's really, really surprising. And you just don't really see that with some of the bigger companies that are mass producing, especially if they're using quality materials like this. So folks, if you're looking for quality handmade gear, you're not going to be disappointed with FoxLite. For me, I was looking for something very particular. I like a lot of the small companies now that are making these handmade bushcraft goods, but I wanted something that was lighter weight. I kind of fall into an odd category. I'm not really a old school bushcrafter. I am into a lot of kind of tactical stuff from my military background. I also do a lot of hiking, so I kind of wanted gear that was going to be functional and for multiple uses. And when I go hiking, a lot of times I tend to go a little bit gear heavy because of the bushcrafty stuff I like to do. So I didn't want to add a bunch of extra weight just in my pouches. So for me, I purchased a handful of pouches with a very specific purpose, and that was to be able to get my gear really nice and organized without adding extra weight. What's really nice about this setup is I can get it exactly where I want, and whether I'm going on a shorter trip where I don't really have much hiking to do, just going out in the woods, or I'm taking a longer trip, it would be just a matter of trimming my gear down just a little bit, maybe switching to a lighter weight pack, and I would be ready to roll. So guys, FoxLite Gear is definitely one of my absolute favorite brands right now. I cannot get enough of their kit. I am so happy with everything I've purchased from them, and as I fine-tune my gear, I'm sure I'll probably end up getting some other pouches as well. So I strongly encourage you to check out her shop through the link below, and if you end up ordering, go ahead and let her know Will from Happily Ever Outdoors sent you over. Of course, if you've got any questions or comments, you can feel free to drop those below, and until next time, stay happy, stay outdoors.